Hi.
How are you guys? You having a good day? Yeah? Good.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be asking the questions,
Sorry.
but when we were backstage, the
Go
first
ahead.
thing that happened was she started interviewing me, and now
did.
she's in control of you.
Sorry.
She's a take charge kind of
My
woman.
husband would be like, yep.
You know, Jana, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's catch up.
Okay, let's do
I've
it.
seen some things in my life, but I've never seen skinny pregnancy jeans.
You guys want to see it? Check it out. Look. See?
They're
Isn't that
stretchy
great?
on top. They're skinny in the leg and stretchy on top.
It's fantastic. Basically, I'm going to wear these for the rest of my life,
Okay.
especially on Thanksgiving, Christmas, for all
There you
years
go.
to come.
Yeah, no, they're perfect. Yeah, they're perfect for all your holidays, all
They're
your pregnancies
great.
and all your holidays.
Yeah.
You've been doing a little guest blogging for People
I
magazine.
have, yeah.
So I know a little bit about your pregnancy. How's the morning sickness going?
So I'm not going to sugarcoat that part. I'm 21 weeks and I'm still so nauseous and so gross. And everyone was like, "It's going to go away. It's going to go away." It's not going away ever. But it's okay. I'm now used to it, and I now know some certain things I need to avoid and what I don't want to see come up. So. You know?
And the other thing I learned from your People blog was the unique way you found out whether you were having a boy or a girl. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, sure. So I wanted to do something kind of different. So my husband and I, we dressed in all white, and my nurse called my best friend with a gender, so she was the only one that knew. And she filled up paint guns, or she filled up squirt guns with paint.
Yeah, because paintball might have been a little, might have been a little aggressive.
Filled it up with paint and squirted us, and we lost it. I knew it was a girl, but
Oh, you already knew?
no, I didn't. Like,
you had the
I had
feeling.
the motherly.
So your friends covered you with pink water
pink,
guns,
yeah,
basically.
water gun paint. Yeah,
Wow.
it was really cool.
It's an interesting idea.
It's different.
Between that and the skinny pregnancy jeans, my mind is blown. This is
Mind blown.
you're
just jealous because you want to wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna see you later and be like.
I'm glad we got to the heart of the matter. I'm glad these people are finding out more about me and a little more than I wish they would. You grew up in Michigan.
I did.
You live in Nashville. You sing country music. Tell me a little bit about growing up. Was there a lot of music in the household and a lot of country music?
So country was the only thing that my whole family listened to. I grew up in a very musical family. My dad still is in about 5 different bands, including a polka band and wedding bands and everything else. But and yes, he wears like the lederhosen, and it's really embarrassing. But country music was always, so my grandparents listened to it up north, Traverse City, Gaylord area, and I love the story in country music, and my mom always wanted to be a country singer too, so that was her thing.
Who were the artists growing up that were most important to
Patsy
you?
Cline, I was just in love with. I just thought she was fantastic, and then the George Strait, Garth Brooks, Tim McGraw.
Wow. So
Did you listen to country music growing up?
I did.
You did?
It's funny you mentioned Patsy Cline. You've got a song on the new record.
Similar
I
to
Got the
She's
Boy.
Got You.
Yep, very much like Patsy Cline.
You know what? I was listening to Patsy Cline Pandora, and that song came on. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how similar that was to I Got the Boy. She even talks about the class ring.
That's right.
I was like, whoa, this is cool.
It is. It's a song about a high school romance.
Mm-hmm.
She got the man, I got the boy. You're singing that song. You're narrating getting the wild side when he was younger.
Yeah.
And then he grows up, gets a haircut, and gets married.
He does, and then has 2 kids, and I see it on Facebook. It's great. No.
So a modern update of Patsy Cline's
Yeah.
She Got You.
Yeah.
Do I remember right that there's an interesting co-writer on that song? Is Jamie Lynn Spears?
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
You know what? She wrote it about her her past experience, which just happens to be the exact same experience that I went through with my high school sweetheart. I mean, I wrote a million songs about Matthew, and I remember the first time I heard that song, I was a puddle of tears just listening to it. I was like, Matthew, but it's all good. Now I sing it. I got the man, so
There you go. There you go. Let's backtrack a little because we jumped right into your records, but acting came first, or at least we got to know you.
Technically, music came first. I sang and then fell into the acting side of things because I was kind of afraid to. It's so scary because acting you can hide behind a character, and when it comes to singing, it's so personal, it's so raw, it's you, and it's more. If a casting director told me no, I'd be like, all right, fine. I didn't look the right part for the character, but it wasn't me. But if you didn't like it, then that's a harder blow to the ego.
Well, where were you with the singing, and how did the acting start?
So I probably stopped when I was like 14 or 15 singing, just because, again, I was like, nah, I don't really know if I have that big, powerful voice. And then I was like, well, I knew I wanted to do something in acting or broadcast communications, and I moved to New York for a couple months, got a little gig on All My Children, which was fun, and then I moved to LA. Everyone's like, you need to go out to LA. So I was like, all right. So I moved there when I was 18, 19.
It's just that simple, kids. You come to New York for a couple of months, and then All My Children texts you. That's how it happens.
No. I actually lied to two people, the casting director and my mother, about the All My Children thing.
What was the lie?
Well, I told my mom I booked a gig on All My Children. That was a complete lie because I just had a meeting with him. And I told him that I lived here. So, I mean, it was for like a day rate player. It wasn't, he's like, well, you have to live here. I was like, I do. Totally didn't at all. But I was like, I can. I'm here now.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it happened relatively quickly.
Yeah, he was like, hey, can you read this? And I was like, I read it. And he goes, actually, I'm going to give you a few lines. I was like, all right. So it was great. And then I went out to LA and booked a few shows, and it was awesome. I was very fortunate. I definitely had some ups and downs, but One Tree Hill was the show that really I was able to bring my music back into it. Because I was like, you know what, I always preach, follow your dreams, never have regrets. And I was living with one of the biggest ones, not pursuing my music.
And music was part of that show, so there was that opportunity.
It was. I was like, okay, this could be my chance. If I have something, or if I'm any good. So I was secretly flying to Nashville, writing with people there. And then I gave my songs to the creator, and I said, hey, I don't know if this is any good, or, I just want to know your input. And he ended up turning my character into a singer. So that was pretty cool.
It's just that simple, kids.
And then I ended up leaving the show.
You're working on the show when your first single comes out.
I had to leave the show because the show got picked back up again. And I had signed on with Warner, and I had the record deal and radio tour about to start. So I was like, thank you for, having me on the show, but now I'm going to leave.
That first single was a big hit.
It was a big hit.
It went to number 3 really on Billboard's country chart, which is a big accomplishment for a debut artist. Mm-hmm. And I regret to say this, even more of an accomplishment for a debut female artist in country right now.
Yeah, it's been at that time I had beat Taylor Swift's record. It was 6 years since a female artist has done that. And now, of course, we've had, Kelsey Ballerini just, broke another record. So, it's sad, though, that it was 6 years, such a lull. But it's still hard. I mean, even my first single, it didn't, it was great. But then after that, it kind of just, it's hard. Country music is tough.
It is. But let's talk a little bit about the success of that first single. So had you picked out a place in Nashville yet?
Yeah, so before because everyone was really worried in Nashville, they're like, well, you're an actress. You're probably going to come in, do one single, and then you're going to leave. And I had a manager at the time where I said, you can call that record label that said that and tell them I just bought a house in East Nashville. I'm here. I didn't even have a record deal yet or anything, but I bought a house, and just got to make your bets.
So you put the roots down in hopes that the labels would... Wow. Yeah. I think that's smart. And how did your record deal come about? You signed with Warner's Nashville with Elektra.
Yeah, well, One Tree Hill, I got to premiere I Won't Give Up on the show, and it did really, really well. So I think a few people were like, And then Jana was a huge supporter, and he's like, you know what, I believe in you. I believe that you're not just going to come in for one single and then you're going to be done. He's like, I know you're going to stay. And I've definitely had to prove myself along the way, and here I am with the second album, way better than the first. So hopefully that can show even country radio and other people that I'm not going anywhere.
Your first album, though, is a lot of fun. It's got a lot of fun party songs on it. There's one of the boys that you co-wrote. It's a good time kind of record. You wrote, or you got the chance to co-write more on the new record.
I did. Well, that first record, again, it's the first one, but this album is like my baby album.
Okay.
Because I spent 3 years with it, and I wrote a bunch. I've gotten stronger, and I figured out who I was as an artist too, and what kind of music I wanted to be singing. And
tell me more about that.
Well, I wanted to dig deeper. I didn't want things to be just on the surface with certain songs, and if I didn't live it, then I don't want to sing it. Or if I don't believe in it, then I don't want it to be something that I mark my name behind.
So, in other words, that song that we were just talking about, I Got the Boy, even though
I didn't write it, but even though I didn't write it, but I lived it. I felt it. Someone just wrote my story better than I could have written.
So you were looking for songs from outside songwriters that really helped tell your story.
Yeah, I mean, of course, a dream would be to write all my songs, but that's just not reality. I mean, like I said, I wrote 1 million songs about my high school sweetheart, but none were as good as I Got the Boy, and that told the story better. So mine kind of get.
And how was that? I mean, you said it's been 3 years between records. How is the process different this time? You're looking for more individual, personal material. What was it like on the first record? Were you looking for?
It was super rushed. That was the problem with the first album. I didn't have the time to really develop as an artist. I didn't have the voice to say, you know what, I don't want to sing that song.
And was it rushed because you had that single out there and it was
Why
successful?
You Wanna was doing so well, and they're like, we got to get an album out. I'm like, okay. So I definitely put things together a lot faster. And now that I've had all this time to, I've learned patience is a good thing. And I'm happy that it's taken this long because I've finally crafted an album that I really, really, really believe in. And I'm proud of the songs that are on there.
Let's talk about some of the people who you worked with on the record and some of the writers who you worked with. I noticed that there was a song written by Maddie and Tay.
Yeah, Boomerang.
Yeah.
It's a fun song. I heard that song and I was like, okay, it's up-tempo, it's sassy, it's not boy-hatery, but it's going to be a really fun song to sing to the crowd. And just kind of, I wanted to say, you know what, I'm not that girl anymore to keep coming back around. Like, I'm not going to be your boomerang. And it was just such a cool song. So the girls gave the song to me, and I thank them every day for it.
And I noticed there was a song co-written with another transplant to the country music world, grew up outside of the world of country music, Steven Tyler.
So he sang on one of my songs that I wrote. Yeah, I wrote a song called Bullet with Kat Gravitt and Marty Fredrickson.
Right.
Marty Fredrickson produces Aerosmith. So Steven Tyler heard the song because Marty was playing around with it in the studio. And Steven's like, man, that's a great song. I want to put my vocals on that. And I'm like, yeah. Steven Tyler, like, absolutely. Like, oh my, like, please, thank you. It was awesome.
And did I also read that you'd gotten a chance to perform that with him?
We have not performed it together yet. Fingers crossed, one day that'll happen.
All right. But I did read that you've been out on the road performing. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I've been out on the road. So basically from March to like December, I'm out every weekend, Thursday, Sunday, on the road.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to do the math. So when is the baby coming?
The baby is due the end of January.
I see. Okay. All right.
So it's good. It's a slow time in the industry, but once I have her, I'll be out on the road promoting the album. It'll just be a baby bus.
And wow, okay. And you did. I think I also read that you have an unusual need on stage, possibly for a air sickness bag of some sort.
Oh well, yeah. So because I've been super sick, I've only thrown up a couple times on stage. Like I've had to go off stage, but after the show is
much more rock and roll than it is country.
I know. Well, the worst is, so I'm not, like, I love wine. Like, that's my thing. But obviously I'm not drinking it now, but I would have, just a couple glasses. And my friends like to debate this with me, but I've been tipsy. I've never been drunk.
In your life?
Yeah. Again, my husband would be like, that's not true. But I've never had the spins or anything like that. So I was always the girl, like, taking care of my friends in high school.
Right.
And I didn't do college, so I didn't go to college. I should with that grammar. But I didn't do college, yeah. But kids go to college.
Or just move to New York and a soap opera will contact you immediately.
No. So, what was it? Baby brain.
So your friends, you've had to take care of them when they're sick, and now the shoe is on the other foot, or
what? What was I saying?
something about sickness, friends. I've never been drunk.
Yeah. No, so I've never been drunk, right? So, before we announced that I was pregnant, I was like throwing up, and the promoters are calling my managers, being like, "She's awful. Like she's been drunk. She's throwing up." Like, because after the show, I'm like, but I can't be like, I'm pregnant yet, because I wanted to keep it a secret for a little while just to make sure she was okay.
Sure.
So that was tough. But now I can finally be like, hey, I'm pregnant, and now I'm going to go vomit. Thank you. So.
Wow. So it actually couldn't have been further from what they were thinking.
Exactly. I wanted to be like, first of all, never been drunk. Second of all, like, I'm pregnant. Get out of my face.
Well, that would have put them in their place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good times.
We're just, I think, about a week away from the release of the record.
October 9th.
So how are you going to celebrate?
I'm actually going to be in Baltimore for a radio show.
Okay.
I'm going to celebrate with lemonade.
Fantastic.
Lemonade in a wine glass.
In a wine glass?
Yeah.
Sure.
With my band. They'll be drinking probably whiskey, but I'll be drinking lemonade.
Okay. We've got time for some questions from the audience.
I don't bite.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Anthony.
Hi, Anthony. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Do you live here? Sorry, here I am with a question.
Born and raised in New York City, yes.
Oh, cool. Do you like being born and raised here in New York? Sorry. I don't know. I like
See, Anthony, see what I'm saying?
I'm not the one.
See what I'm sure you've got a question, Anthony. Just stick with it. You'll get to ask it.
Questions they've done. Well, I know how you mentioned that your character became a singer on One Tree Hill.
Yes.
But what's the process of incorporating your songs into film and television projects?
So from like right now?
Right. Or what have you done?
Like placements?
Yeah, like how did you go through putting your songs into other projects? On TV or...
So if you hear a song that's on like a TV show, the label, they'll send out my songs and they'll place it in things. Like I think it was on Heart of Dixie. I had a song on there. So they just take songs that, like I have a song just like in the movie. So they're gonna try and place that in a movie or something.
The label would have someone working on placements, and your like publisher probably does too, right?
Yeah, but mostly like the label will try and push that.
Right. Right in the front.
Hi there,
Hi.
Jacob. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jacob. Are you from here?
No, I'm from Austin, Texas.
Oh, I love Austin.
So I wanted to...
Sorry, my manager is from.
There's a little Texas pride in the back. Sure.
Yeah.
You guys are like real, like when I shot Friday Night Lights in Austin.
Yes.
And it was like I was in my own, like a country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my high school was the rival high school to that actual
Ooh.
high school.
Did you know the people?
I knew some of them, but for the most part it was like...
Okay, got it.
Anyways, so you've gotten some traction with your music.
Yeah.
After coming out of the acting and on screen. Do you see yourself going back into the on-screen thing or maybe even the bigger screens?
There's definitely, good question. There's parts where I miss parts of being on TV and movies, but right now, at this moment, I've got a lot, happening and going on. But if there's ever something where someone's like, hey, there's a one episode thing where you can film that, I would 100%, do that. But right now, I'm just focused on the music. Hopefully in the future, I can combine the two better. But as far as they really want you to know that you're just focused on country music, and that's what I've been trying to prove for so long. So that's why I'm staying.
It is a little different in Nashville.
Yeah.
In the rock and roll world, the idea of someone, hey, I'm going to make music, I'm going to do TV, but people really want to know you're dedicated. Country radio in particular wants to know you're dedicated to the music.
They're investing their their time on your song because they can only place so many people on a set, you know, and in their hour or whatever, and they really want to know that you're not just going to come in and come out. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know it was my turn.
What's your name?
Ben.
Hi, Ben. Where are you from?
Jersey.
Oh, cool.
And I was born on October 12th. I'm a Libra.
Okay. Wait, what is a Libra? I don't really know much about.
I really don't know either. It's like a water thing and balance.
Water thing, balance,
yeah,
cool.
I don't know.
All right, I'm a Sagittarius, so
Awesome.
I don't know many Libras.
Okay, I just figured I'd answer the question before you asked.
Okay,
so
thanks.
just get ahead.
Appreciate it.
But,
Do you like long walks on the beach?
No, I do not.
Okay, you don't?
No, I don't.
Who doesn't like wow. Okay. Anyway,
So
a little disappointed.
So I was curious, what's like something like the food that you crave right now and stuff that you just can't do with the pregnancy? I'm just curious.
No, it's a good question. Mangoes and kiwi, complete craving. I don't know why. I love fruit, but that wasn't one of the things that I completely would always have. But every day I'm like, honey, give me some mangoes and kiwi. So.
And that's not code.
What?
That's you really want mangoes and kiwi.
I really want mangoes and kiwi. Yeah.
All right.
No, and I wouldn't say it in that voice for the other thing. Honey. And then cheese dip is like my everything. So that was before pregnancy too. But now that I'm pregnant, I'm like, I can eat even more of that cheese dip. So.
Cheese dipping for two.
Yeah.
You're dipping for two. Uh-huh. Okay. We're going to wrap it up there. Jana, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.